Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in. Now, today I want to talk about some serious matters that concern us all. The last speech I did was A Time for Choosing by Ronald Reagan. It was done way back in 1964, but I tell you now that it is still a time for choosing. And this choice is strength or weakness. For the past few years, there has been a complacency. People have thought that peace will always prevail. But on the 24th of February, those hopeful illusions faded when Russian troops crossed into Ukraine as part of what the Kremlin called a special military operation, but what we all know to be an invasion. The battle has begun, and we must now decide what we will do. For we all know how easy it would be for Russia to announce a special military operation in Poland, or Romania, or one of the Baltic states. Article 5 of NATO would be triggered, and we would be at war. But right now, we are not in a good position to handle a world war, and with China being a Russian ally, we could be dealing with a war on two fronts. On one side, you would have Russia, which has the largest total landmass of any nation, and a larger military than any one NATO nation, including the United States. And on the other side, you would have China, which has the largest population of any country in the world, with almost 1.5 billion people. Now, do you really think that in our weakened state we can fight that kind of a war? I do not. But do not worry, because it would be very simple for us to be strong again. Notice I do not say it would be easy, but simple. First, we would need to lower taxes for everybody. I'm not talking about lowering taxes just for the rich or just for the poor, but for everyone. Our government, for years, no matter who was leading it, has acted as if the economy was a tax tug of war with the rich on one side and the poor on the other side. But this is not so. We must act not to benefit one side, but all sides. Also, we must accept the corporate sector instead of looking at them as foreign invaders. We should look at them as fellow Americans. Secondly, we must increase our defensive strength, which means also increasing our offensive capability, or as Ronald Reagan put it, peace through strength. We must increase military and cybersecurity spending. Now, do not get me wrong. This would not be with the imperialist intention of waging war or conquering like Russia is doing right now in Ukraine, with this unjust war of annexation, but with the intentions of having enough strength so that no country and no man would even dare to go to war with us, and so that we could better aid countries who are wrongfully attacked, like Ukraine. And finally, we must unite all peoples of the United States, whether they be white, or black, or Hispanic, or Asian, whether they be a man or a woman, whether they be a Republican or Democrat. We need to set aside all of our differences and be united as Americans. That is the message I leave you with. Now I would just like to ask you all to pray for the Ukrainians and pray for America. Thank you all for listening, and good night.